This is part 1 of a 4-part video series about the molecular biology of COVID-19 in 2022.
We are the molecular matrix, and we will be learning about COVID-19 symptoms, treatment, vaccination, and the recently discovered phenomenon known as long COVID. To understand how COVID-19 works, we need to first learn about how viruses work. Viruses inject their own genetic information, DNA or RNA, into our cells and trick our cells into transcribing them in order to create more viruses. The virus that causes COVID-19 is named SARS-CoV-2. It is enveloped, meaning it has an outer membrane. It's a positive sense RNA virus, meaning its genetic material can be directly translated to viral proteins, and belongs to the beta coronavirus genus, which are all enveloped positive sense RNA viruses that originate in bats. SARS-CoV-2 is very similar to the virus that caused the SARS pandemic in 2003, known as SARS-CoV-1. SARS-CoV-2 is usually transferred to the human body through aerosols entering alveoli in the lungs. SARS-CoV-2 enters cells in the same way as SARS-CoV-1, which is by binding to angiotensin-converting enzyme 2, or ACE2 receptors, in cell membranes, ACE2 being an enzyme that lowers blood pressure. SARS-CoV-2 binds to ACE2 receptors about 10 to 20 times better than SARS-CoV-1, which has made it much more infectious. Since ACE2 is responsible for regulating blood pressure, and since SARS-CoV-2 steals its binding spots, COVID-19 infection can cause blood pressure fluctuations and heart palpitations. ACE2 receptors, and thus SARS-CoV-2 entry points, are found in large amounts in alveoli in the lungs, and also the heart, blood vessels, kidneys, and the intestines. COVID-19 can also cause acute kidney injury and gastrointestinal problems because there are lots of ACE2 receptors in the kidneys and intestines. COVID-19 can also cause liver injury, both mild or short-term, and severe long-term, and severity of liver damage is proportional to the severity of COVID infection. Inflammation caused by COVID-19 causes the immune system to think its own tissues are enemies and attack them, a phenomenon known as cytokine storm. The most prominent symptom of SARS-CoV-2 is pneumonia. Studies suggest that SARS-CoV-2 causes pneumonia by messing with the blood vessels in the lungs, so they are no longer able to regulate blood pressure and supply oxygen to the body correctly. SARS-CoV-2 inflames the alveoli in the lungs, resulting in reduced lung function and shortness of breath. Another important symptom is fever. The onset and resolution of fever caused by COVID-19 infection generally coincides with the dates the patient tests positive and tests negative. Usually, the first week of fever is due to the body utilizing it to fight the virus. However, if by the end of the week the infection is still not cleared, the SARS-CoV-2 virus may end up worsening the fever state, at which point immune cells might cease to function well. It has been reported that some people have genetic differences in their ACE2 genes that produce weaker ACE2 receptors and are naturally resistant to COVID-19 infection. Thus, variations in the way ACE2 and ACE2 receptors are expressed could affect a person's immunity to COVID-19 and the severity of the disease if they do get it. Another potential gene that could play a role in individual susceptibility is TMPRSS2, responsible for encoding the transmembrane protease serine 2 enzyme. Some studies show that TMPRSS2 acts as an activator for SARS-CoV-2, and that inhibiting TMPRSS2 helps reduce the severity of COVID-19.